Basic keying in Premiere. Keying is the means by which you can render a solid background of a graphic or a piece of moving video footage and show the footage or graphic underneath it. So it does rely on a solid color, and as you can see in the top left there, I've just got a kind of clip. Solid green background. Green and blue tend to be the colors used for keying simply because they're less likely to be found on humans, which are typically the most evident material used in video footage. So I'm going to take this track here, I've already put in and out points, and I'm going to drop it into the timeline, put it on track 2 because I want to use the track underneath. Obviously you can move these tracks, and what I'm going to do is like this. I don't really want the sound, but as the sound's there, just leave it for timing. Okay, so this is a simple shot of a boat. Now, with keying, where you've got solid borders, that's kind of fine, but the kind of more difficult elements are where you've got the image kind of breaking up towards the edge. So the whatever you call this, what's it called? The stuff that comes out the wake of the boat there. But more typically, you might find that the hair of a subject, where it gets kind of frizzy towards the edge. Another kind of test case where people show off how good their keyer is transparency, so water bottles, to see the extent to which you can see the water and what's behind that if it's shot against a green background. But we're going to go with this. Let's maybe make this image a bit bigger so you can see what's going on. And what I'm going to do is take another clip, put that underneath. This is on video track 1, like this. But let's just turn off the sound because it's just going to irritate me. Now, if I turn off the video there, you see that's much too small, so I'll just go up here, go to effects and scale that up. Use the scale command here, just make it full frame. Now, obviously it's not going to make any sense because it's not shot at the same perspective as this clip. Well, I turn this back on. Now, at the moment we can only see the top clip because we need to apply a keyer to it. So I go to effects here, type in key, and there are various different keyers in Premiere. The one in After Effects is more powerful, but this is a kind of quick and dirty key. I shall put links, and if I get time, I'll probably do one on the After Effects keyer as well, because there's more things you can do with that. But the one you want to use typically in Premiere is Ultra Key. There's one Luma Key, which is based on black and white values, but we've got green screen here, so I'm going to drop Ultra Key onto the top track here like this. Now, nothing happens at the moment because I need to go up to the effects controls, make sure I'm on the right track. Yep. And if I put it on the right track, it's looking for it. There it is, Ultra Key. Okay, take the dropper and then click on the green area. Le voila. Now you can see that all the green's disappeared and it's been replaced with the footage underneath. Now that's a pretty good key. This was downloaded from YouTube, so obviously someone's cleaned this up as much as possible. If you're making your own green screen, then the importance of lighting and the solid consistency of the color is going to make a difference between a kind of believable and a kind of green fringed edged key that looks a bit not so great. We could actually zoom in on this, so I'm fit at the moment, so I could go 200%, and we can see, let's just slide along to the wake. Now what that's called, the wake, here like this, and that's at full resolution, and that's pretty good. You don't see any of the, admittedly there's a bit of green in the image as well, but you can see even up here there's very little sense of that green coming through. So that at its simplest is how you would effect a key. There are various tools within Ultra Key here to change the spill suppression, to make the choice of colors wider, but these are things that you'll see in the wiki page, more detail on how you can accomplish this.